Figured it out, it took some time. I waited so long to place your hand in my hand, girl. I won't let you down. People, they change, we both grow old. Feeling like children break the mold. I told you, boy, I won't let you down. I'm writing this song just for you and all that we've been through. We are so blessed, but we can be together apart.
That's right, I'm back out and welcome back. Oh yeah, I've been out a few times lately, but I can't say I'm sure what all's been put on my channel, because I had a few weeks gap from deliberately wanting to put anything on the channel, and then I've just been out camping and I've done a bit of filming here or there, so who knows. Anyway, I'll do the usual, spin you around. I'm in the Lake District. Lake behind me, it's Hallswater, or Halswater, I think it's Hallswater it's pronounced, H-A-W-E-S. And I'm heading up to Wainwright for summit camp called Harter Fell. I was thinking of going and doing 2 or 3 other Wainwrights while I'm up here, and I might still do, but I'm about an hour later than I'm meant to be. So my feeling was to get up, get my tent all pitched and stuff, and then I can see from there, you know. I'm not going to be on my own as well, so I'll let you meet my camping partner when they show up. Someone who's been on the channel before, also been on a Lake District camp with me before. Here's a couple of wee clues. And it was about this time last year as well, so again that's my last of the clues. And he's an actual proper YouTuber, he's got a lot more subscriptions than me, and I'm just a wee channel with a little bit of passion of doing my outdoor stuff, you know. Anyway, that's enough walking and talking for me for a while. I'll do some walking footage, but really I'm just going to get head down, get some height put in here, and get up the summit. Join me up there. So I've just gone over 600 metres and I'm still on this gravel path. Harter Fell, well there's 2 Harter Fells in the lakes, and this Harter Fell is 776 I think. So as far as I'm aware, we literally follow this path right up to the summit, and then you'll see when you're at the top there's so many other little cairns and trig points you'll be visible, eh? I've got a wee signpost coming up here, I'll overlay that with what I'm talking about, and you'll see you can really link up a bunch of routes here, which is what Lake District is famous for. It's famous for these multi-day style hikes. Something that I've been talking about for a while is Stephen, we want to do is just leave the car, so maybe actually do it as a lakes one and incorporate some of these routes. Yeah, I'm going to just get the step and done it. See, I'm at a crossroads of the Nan Beald Pass, and then the byway for the Mardell Head that's down way, and then the Sadgill byway that way. So I'm going up the Nan Beald Pass, where I'll find Harter Fell in about a K from here. Okay, just a wee quick check of the map to be sure, but yep, summit point, Harter Fell, nice. Okay, it's quite a flat looking summit, so it's the case of finding a pitch. When I looked at the maps, It's a bit down there closer to the crags. Look to be the perfect spot, so I'm going to wander down and then have a wee nose. Yeah, lovely looking summit. You can see all the way over at the Solway. But not, sorry, not the Solway. That'll be North Sea, yeah. I think. I'll look up the maps and I'll name what we've got around here once we're all settled. In fact, I might leave that for the other guy, you know, who's coming. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'll get the tent up. Talk to you about as I'm putting the tent up. I've got the Asta Gear with me tonight. A couple of reasons why I brought that. Largely because of the weight. It's the lightest tent I've got, so I knew I could just fly up this wee mountain. Another reason is we're out the weekend. I think it's Caitlin and Stephen's got to be with us. So that's Go Out Into the Wild with Stephen. If you're looking for his YouTube channel, we're doing a wee bit of a beach camp, or a kind of a coastal walk. So for me, the best one will have me and Caitlin is the MSR. So I don't want to take the MSR and 2 trips in a row. So wow, lovely view this is actually, by the way. It's a little bit cloudier than it was forecast to be, but I do think that'll ease off and open up soon. That's what the forecast said anyway. So yeah, I'm going to see what these crags are like. Pretty sure I'll be able to pitch up somewhere around here, and then we can enjoy our camp together. This is about as good as picture I'm going to see tonight. Part of me was thinking about horsing it over to the higher one over there called High Street. You get stunning views over to Helvellyn from here. I can see a few of the mountains at the back of me. But I think in terms of flat pitch, seems about right. We're getting view to the east, which is going to be for the sunrise, which is going to be essential. If we'll have both doors open, which I will have, I'll get the sunset out of it as well. So if I put my tent like so, should be just about right. So yeah, I'm going to get cracking on with the tent putting up. I'll join you guys back in a wee bit. And just like that, tent's up. So I'm just going to get my trainers off. I say trainers, trail runners. When I looked at the path of this one, as you've seen, it looked like the kind of path that just didn't necessarily need a boot, but it's a good level grip trainer, so I went with my trail runners, the Nike ones. And I've used them in a few camps recently. I just find them, especially when you've got the heavier backpack, it's much nicer on your feet when you're moving with these. So yeah, I'm going to get this done and then put on some food. I've got my bedding set up. I'll show you my setup in a wee bit. First time I think for the first time since I got this tent, I actually got a perfectly flat pitch as well. So I'm able to put my bedding exactly where I want it and let it sit. I'm really quite chuffed with that. I'm going to get my slippers on. Maybe pop the drone up as well while the lighting's looking nice, and then I'll save a lot of the proper drone footage, I think, for when we get the sunset. Yeah, I'm dying to cook some food tonight. I've got some proper nice food. I don't normally film much when I'm eating, but man, these are good. Chicken hot dogs, So like low fat hot dogs basically, eh? Oh wow. Brioche roll. I've actually got a pack of 6. Don't intend to eat all 6 tonight, but I might do. And then I've got a steak as well, which is getting put on an Angus 8 ouncer. So yeah, just sit here and eat, waiting on my buddy. He's gone to the other. So we were in two minds on the chat earlier on. It was Harter Fell or High Street, and I think he's got mixed up with what we said we initially talked about to where we ended up going. So he's over at High Street right now, and yeah, he's just going to uptail over here. So we'll only be here in about half hour or so. Still here plenty of time before the sun set. As you can see, the blue skies are out, like I said, looking fantastic, eh? Anyway, I'll film you back in a wee while. So it looks like I'm going to be mowing after all. Stevie's over at the he's over at High Street, as I mentioned, but he's really struggling with his foot. And then just to, I don't think I told you who it was I'm meeting. I mean Stevie, the Geordie Well camper. Well, I was supposed to be meeting him anyway. So I was contemplating packing up and going joining him, but then I'm like, well, I've really unpacked everything, like, so it would take me a wee while. So what I'm going to do is just chill for the night, get my food down me. Might get up a bit early and pop. I was going to walk that way on the way home, you know, and then tick off a couple of Wainwrights. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go that way and give him an early morning wake up call if he's not already up, which I expect he will be, because he was like me. He likes to get up and get his sunrise photography. It's like kind of whole point we come up here is for the photos and stuff. So right now, I've had my hot dogs, or 2 of them anyway, and now I'm going to get on about this salt dry aged Aberdeen Angus 8 ounce. I've got packed a wee seasonal as well. Oh yeah, I'm going for it tonight. And once again, to quote Fraser the Cowell Explorer, you've not officially started your camp till you open your first beer. Found these wee Desperados, 330ml in the Aldi, so pack of 10, took 2 with me. Love a Desperado. Cheers everybody. Thought I'd put my jacket on just so the temperature's just dropping a wee bit. I mean, maybe it's about, I say dropping, it's not like it was on my last camp, which was the Glen Etive Corbett. It really did drop, but this is like 6, 7, 8 degrees, something like that, I don't know. It's just that little, you know, when you go from what it's been to what it is now. Look at the colours tonight. This was the reason why we were picking one of these. So obviously Stevie's up there, he's slightly higher than me. So he's still got a wee bit more of the sunset than I have, but in the morning we're both going to get very similar sunrises, and sunrise is going to be kind of like over there behind the tent. So I'm hoping I've positioned it really quite nicely. I got an aurora alert before, but in the lakes you tend not to really get it as much, so unless it's really strong and you're at that right time of year, I don't think that's going to be the case. I'll set my camera up as I always do for the star lapse and that, you know. Although again, the moon's, I don't know if you can see it behind me. Yeah, there's a wee white dot. The moon's been quite bright as well, so question if you'll even see them. So it'd be nice to have a overnighter. But I had the drone up there getting the light as it was dropping. I'd say it might be, you might look at this and think it's quite a bland summit. You know, ironically, name wise, Harter Fell, it's actually got a very similar feature to what Harter Fell is. You know, our Corbett, 808 Corbett above Moffat. You know, it's got a wee fence, it's got a bit of a cairn, it's got a very much a rounded summit. You know, which is unusual for the Lake District. There's not many of these rounded summits, but we still have some views of the Hallswater over there, and then, as I said, I've mentioned High Street already, and a few other of the summits. So we do still have some mountainous views. You know, I always feel like you can class a mountain as boring based on not having the drop-off views that you want, but sometimes it's nice just to come up to a mountain like this for the hike, for the views that you're going to get for sunrise, sunsets, and also as well, like, you know, I think part of the thing from my channel has always been to inspire others to do. You know, I don't just want to do these kind of videos so you know, you see what I can do and then you can't copy. You know, I actually want you to copy this. That's the kind of, you know, I'm going to name drop Nicola, a woman that comes to our gym. She recently went out and did her first wild camp. Now, I'm not saying it was on my back. I mean, I'm sure she's seen other people do it as well. But she has commented a few times and asked me questions, and then she built up her kit and finally went out. And I must admit, like, I was buzzing at it, actually. I'm really quite chuffed at it, because it's lovely when you know, whether it's, I'm only a very, very small YouTube channel compared to, you know, the big guns, you know, but in my local area, you know, I'm probably like one of the few people in my local area who they know go wild camping. So, you know, I guess in my local town, I'm a bit of the, you know, like, I'm the guy that does the camping kind of thing, you know. So getting people from my area out is great, you know. But I'm also conscious of the, you know, a lot of them will probably look at some of the ones I do thinking, enough of that. But then you get this, and, you know, obviously an extra wee layer here or there as the sun comes down. We've got no wind. It's a fantastic view. I mean, really, you know, I'm picking out pretty much all the way over the Chiviots from here, and, you know, I can see the M6, so sharp. And like I say, we have got lots of mountains to look at as the layers are coming in. Yeah, is it the most exposed view? No, it really isn't. As I've been overlaying lots of drone footage just to kind of show you how it looks like right now. But the view from the tent's still stunning, and in the morning I'm expecting an absolute belter of a sunrise. And have you seen me the walk up? It was quite a nice walk up as well. So and dead easy. You know, it took me an hour and a bit to get up here. So someone new would be an hour and a half, maybe. So yeah, Harter Fell. Anyway, I'm going to get settled in the tent. As the temps are dropping, I can feel like dropping them myself, but I'm going to get settled. I'm going to try and get a signal as well. I've waffled way too long. In a wee bit, guys. Now, I've mentioned it in a wee bit in my last couple of videos, but why no? Here's my big light again. That's the glowmad by Chillbeam, and just for the record, if you fancy one of them, use the little code that I've put down on the screen there, Chillbeam family, and I'll knock 20% off in the basket for you. So, and if you want to get on the website, just to say again, I've got a wee link there. You can click on the link in the description, and it should have popped up on the screen as well with a wee icon. Click on that and it sends you there, just if you fancy one. Like I say, it's a blow up light, and I've got it hanging off of one of my hooks at the moment. One of its big features is it's a magnetic light. It doesn't really work too well for us campers, because we don't really tend to have anything metal. It's all like aluminium or titanium or carbon fibre, which isn't, none of them is that really magnetic, yeah. But It's got lots of little other wee hooks. I know you also light down the floor as well, or can, you know, what I'm hoping to try in the next camp is have it sat outside for us while we're all having a wee drink and stuff. So yeah, that's my wee light. I'll show you that again. I'm not getting any more bits of camera. Sun always takes a good while for its colour to fully go, and that's, you know what time it's now, 9:30. Probably another hour I would reckon before it really kind of goes dark, yeah. And then I'll kind of flip the camera over. This is the time of year, I mentioned it on a couple of videos past, but this is the time of year where, as a wild camper, you tend not to get huge amount of sleep unless you literally come out to sleep. You know, if you're kind of campers like myself and like a lot of many others, we try and capture the moments, you know, for ourselves, but also then so we can share it, you know. And capturing the moments means capturing the last strands of light, and then having cameras ready for the night lapses, and then having it all set up ready to go again for the morning, for the sunrise, you know. So with all that being said, I am going to make that my last bit to camera. I am going to go and get myself settled. I've got my hip flask out. Cheers everybody. I might get a few wee drams and settle in for the night, and what will be, as we say, and I'll see you all in the morning if you're still sticking with me. Right folks. Definitely don't need a microphone this morning. Be still as my beating heart. It is deathly quiet. Like even the wee birds have stopped chirping now, but it's not a noise at all. There's a little bit of haze and a little bit of mist. You know, I'm thinking when the sun comes over, it might just clump together some of that. But wow, what a morning! It's amazing when there's no wind. Just got the water on the go, got to boil up a coffee. But with the Wildside Adventures stove that I use, you know, the alcohol stove, because it's so quiet, just nothing at all. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink and then watch the show. God, I Looks like going to be an amazing morning. Oh, what a morning, eh? Wow. Yeah. Sun's up now, as you see, and as the sun comes up, this is where mountains look just another level. You know, the sun hits all the crags, and you really start to see the depth in some of the mountains. As you'll probably see with some of the overlays, I had the drone up there. As you'll also see by some of the footage that the ground has been a bit frozen in quite a bit of places, especially this side. Yeah, I'm going to give it another hour or so and let some of this frost get melted off. It's already warm. I can feel it about 4 or 5 degrees and rising very quick, so it won't take long. My plan I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that ridge line that you can see now. I'm going to follow that over to Mardale Bell. It's got a little bit of a summit point, and then I'm going to continue myself over to High Street, and then from High Street I'm going to then can decide whether or not I'm going to go straight down the crags there, the rough crags, or maybe go up and there's a couple more Wainwrights you can tick off. I say I'm not sure. I'm going to just play that one by ear, I think, and just wing it a little bit, I think. Yeah, I just quite fancy going up that way. Obviously, I want to go over a little bit earlier, and I'll catch the Geordie Well camper before he packs up for the day. And then yeah, we'll maybe just follow him down the road, depending on how long he's got for when I get there. I mean, I know he's off today. I'm off today as well, so neither of us need to be rushing. My only reason for going a little bit earlier than I maybe necessarily want to go is that I'm out tomorrow, and we've got a big one tomorrow. So tomorrow's camp, I'll tell you now, will probably be one of the longest videos I ever tend to do. If you think of some of the long ones I've had lately, tomorrow's one, I'm not going to hype this up too much. And it's not a mountain one as well. I'm giving you a preview now. I might even add on a touch of footage now just to show you, because I know exactly what we're doing. It's going to be a coastal walk that I've done a couple of years ago, and we're going up with Caitlin and Stephen, and we're going to do it, and it's going to be an epic little adventure, this one, and I really want to many stops along the way to show what you can all do in that walk. So that'll be a big video. So I'll be home, so I can get everything charged back up again and refreshed. So yeah, had I not been going out tomorrow, I'd probably lung about here till about 10, 11 o'clock. Although, also for that note, I am in the Lake District, and the Lake District, they're a little bit different in terms of like well camping rules. They kind of suggest that you pack up as early as the first break of sun kind of thing, and get yourself away. Not really lingering around too long, but yeah, I made to linger. I'm going to get a camera actually, and I'm going to give you a couple of little pointers of where things are right now as well. So the pointy one straight ahead should be Little Bell or Bell, I think, which then would make the next one next to it Froswick. It's not too big, 720. And then as we start coming round, well, the kind of big nubbly one in the distance is Great Gable, which then makes the ones just to the side of it there. That's the Scafell range, and then there behind it there you should have some of the Langdales, and then right in the distance behind those two kind of pyramid shaped ones, you then have the Old Man of Coniston and the Coniston range. If I come here and stop, and I'll maybe pan that in a wee bit more without it getting too blurred, the flat topped one out of the little group there at the back, that must be Pillar. It has to be, I'm sure it is. I'm not certain on what the rest of that little range is there. I think what will be a round pillar, but obviously that will then be kind of bottom area. So depending on what angle on that, yeah, I'm not sure. The foreground here where I'm heading towards soon is High Street, and then we go back to the tent, and that absolutely fantastic view of the morning. Tiny bit of a cloud inversion developing as the sun's coming up. I kind of mentioned that before, that whenever the sun hits and you create heat and there's a bit of moisture, it just pulls the moisture down. So I don't think that'll lead to any more than what it is right now, but still pretty cool to see. Like atmospheric. I've packed everything inside. Just need to get the tent away, and I can start my wee wander. It'll take me long to get this packed away now. What I've been doing the last couple of camps with this, unlike what I did with the Arn camp, is I've actually been packing it in an hour together, and then just dealing with it when I get home. It was a bit of a nice like. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll get some moving done, get it done. God, it's getting warmer already, It's kind of a beautiful day. I wonder how far I'll get before I have to start stripping off, Right, next clip you got, I'm going to be walking. I'm going to put this in a time lapse and then get moving. And I'm off. I think it's like 7:15 maybe, something like that. So yeah, as I mentioned there, it was temperatures are coming up quite nicely now, so good time to just get some moving done. I'm thinking maybe 2.5 to 3 hours back to the car from this loop. I'm not sure, really. I was kind of looking at it, the maps, trying to work that one out. It's quite a wee drop into the cull here, and then if we had a decent pull up towards summit. Right, I'm going to put this away. I think I'll just check back in when I'm closer to the next Wainwright summit. Nice. Near the roads. Let's get it touched. And that was Harter Fell. I'm not going to hang around there, not much to see. I'm going to head on up to High Street, although I think we have missed the wild camper in the wild, the Geordie wild camper, because I think he's already packed up and gone. I think anyway, I'll find out when I get there, but he texted me an hour ago to say that he was packing, so I'm going to assume that he's not that slow a packer. But it won't be long till I'm up there, because the gap between these two is a lot shorter than the gap I just had there. So probably about 15, maybe 20 minutes, and I'll be there. Oh hi, hasn't it been another lovely day, lovely weather? And you're probably noticing that a lot of my videos, bar the last one, and even then, if I have done the stop do video, the weather wasn't awful. It's just, it didn't fall in the category of ones that I would normally summit camp in. I just don't enjoy those types you know, blasted by the wind, waking up to extra frost or icy cold winds, particularly when we're meant to be in summer. That's when you're looking for summer vibes. Do you know what I mean? But overall, I'm just not that kind of guy. There's people out there who are storm chasers and you know that jazz, you know, the kind of clickbaiters, you know, the ones that, you know, and you see them, you know, I survived 60 mile an hour winds, how did I do it? Click here. Or, aye, did you, aye? Or I was too scared to camp here, oh my god. Oh, were you, aye? Aye, whatever. Or, it was minus 30 degrees, I almost died. Aye, was it, aye, Get a grip. You know, I know they get more views than that. You know, like, I survived the night in a haunted bothy. Haunted bothy. Did you? Really? Full of shit. Yeah, there's my rant. And I know those videos get all the big likes and all the views, and I never will. And I'm happy with that. I sleep easy at night knowing that I'm not trying to con you into watching a video that's not right. What you're watching with me is a guy with a backpack. It generally either there's a summit camp somewhere, or sometimes something a wee bit different, but at no point am I got to be putting on the title something that doesn't actually happen, or exaggerate it for the sake of a like. Anyway, there's my rant, done for the day. I'm almost at High Street. Oh yes, look at that. Lovely trig pillar. And that on the map says Racecourse Hill, so not quite High Street, but virtually the same height. So just a wee bit further around till I get to that, and I can decide from there what route am I taking back. I don't think they're yours. Although it's not the highest point in the map, it seems to be the cairn that marks High Street, so I'll tag that. Touch the wee trig point up there as well, so either way I'm covered. Now I've just got to work my way down this shoulder here, and then back to the car. I was going to go up and do those other Wainwrights up there, but can't be arsed. I think I'll stay there for another day and do a bigger loop. And see if we can get Stephen involved as well, actually. I feel like that. hope you liked the footage I gave you coming down what's called on the map rough crags. Lovely little section that. I could have kept going there and gone over that lump there and then falling way down, but I've ticked the Wainwrights off I wanted to tick off today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the path down, takes me to the bottom of the tarn here, and then that takes me direct to the car park. So pretty much downhill all the way from here. Yeah, so the last bit of the camera really. I'll check back in probably when I'm at the car, unless there's something else interesting I want to show you. Lovely day out, eh? It's more like it. That's me in sight of the car park, so I'm going to sign off here, largely because I'm expecting to find there'll be loads of people around like it was yesterday. Really thoroughly enjoyed this one. Yeah, it might be your class as a boring summit, I guess, to some people, you know, if you want to call it that, but yeah, it's like, it's how it makes you feel, you know, that's the important part, you know. And I'll go back to what I said earlier on about, you know, I always keep an eye on the weather, and you know, if the weather changes last minute, I change my plans last minute. I try my best to make sure I give myself the right experiences. And that's what you should do as well. It's your hobby time, you know. I say lakes probably wasn't on my cards, but the weather just seemed better down here, particularly overnight and into today, and definitely that's certainly the case. Whether it is great up north or I don't know, but definitely here, beautiful. Right, I'm gonna go home and rest before my wee adventure tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I'll have to stay tuned for more, and I can tell you what the next one will be. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one. Back in the lakes, and I'll see you on my next adventure soon. Thank you everybody, see you soon.